The Venom mid-credit scene introduces a fan-favorite comic book character, and Jim and I want to talk about it. But of course, spoiler warning. Okay, you've been warned, let's do it. Okay, so we get the introduction of Cletus Cassidy, aka Carnage, which is exciting in itself. I think a lot of us thought that Carnage would be introduced somehow. There's tons of rumors that that's who Woody Harrelson would be playing. But now that we've seen it, it's kind of like, I feel like I've been monkey pawed a little bit. Like, this is not how I wanted it to go down, because I don't think it did justice to the character.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a particularly good mid-credit scene. I mean, it was kind of hokey, and the whole thing seemed a little shoddy, frankly. And I think if you were going to introduce this character, such a beloved comics character, there was probably a better way you could do it. Something that would be really build up the anticipation for the full story of Carnage to come. And I don't think this one did it. I think it was kind of underwhelming. You didn't really leave the movie, having seen the scene, wanting to see more of this character, and that's kind of the antithesis of what that scene is supposed to accomplish. And by the way, I mean, you don't see Carnage himself, you just see Cletus, but he does say there's gonna be carnage. And yes, Woody Harrelson did play him in a Raggedy Andy wig, it looked like.
Yeah, it just felt so underbaked. They didn't set it up at all in the movie, except for that one line where he's like, oh, I've got a big interview, but yeah. I would have liked for Carnage to have somehow been built up a little bit, sort of like in the background of the movie. When we got him, his accent was kind of like all over the place. He didn't seem like that crazy, like as crazy as you think Carnage should be, like very dangerous.
Yeah, he even joked about like, let's just skip all the serial killer stuff.
Yeah, that, like, it's like, wait, that's what we want. That's Carnage. And then yes, of course, the wig just didn't seem, it didn't look real, didn't look right. Yeah. And so I just feel like this whole concept of Carnage they had for this stinger is completely just underbaked, and I think it was wrong for them to include him in the flesh like that in the movie if that's what they were going to do. I think it would have been much better if they had a really cool tease just for him, but we didn't actually see him. Yeah. At the end of Batman Begins, that awesome tease for the Joker with the card, that was just like perfect little touch, and it really got fans excited. But I feel like they did too much, and they just showed us something that, I'm not too excited to see Carnage now.
Yeah, it didn't really make Cletus Cassidy himself a particularly interesting or gripping character. I mean, it was a very kind of cliche thing of like, I'm a crazy guy myself, and okay, he writes "Welcome Eddie" in his own blood on the wall, and I guess that's.
We'll give him points for that.
All right, you get a crazy point for that one, but I think overall, if the point of even including the scene was to whet the appetites of fans for more Venom, and particularly Venom versus Carnage, I agree with you. I think there are other ways that you could have set that up, or take the time, do it right. Don't just, or maybe you could have just done a whole Venom and Carnage movie to begin with. I know the director has said, look, we really had to establish the bond between Eddie and Venom first, but that's literally would have been the challenge in any origin movie, any first Venom movie. Regardless of the villain. So I don't know. I think it was a missed opportunity, frankly.
Yeah. It just feels like they didn't set it up quite like how they needed to get Carnage just right. And I could have sworn like they were going to do something like, that lab, the Life Foundation, was in disarray at the end, so I thought surely we're going to see like a red symbiote just come out and like crawl out, and that just tells fans who know who Carnage is that, hey, he's coming in the sequel. So we were not crazy about Carnage, but let us know what you thought in the comments, and be sure to check out our review of Venom as well as all the Easter eggs we found while watching the movie. And be sure to follow and subscribe wherever you like to watch IGN.